I dropped my number in the chat. I ain't worried. On the real,
I ain't worried
I
either.
dropped mine.
Just put it,
I,
no, Red, because
okay,
you know what you do. You get to put your number in there. Then the X don't
right.
want to be the X no more, and then we gonna have, you know what I mean?
I don't have look. You hear me? I
I
don't
ain't got
have
that problem.
none. I don't have none of them problems, none
Uh-uh.
whatsoever.
I had my issues while I done took my butt back home. She been good though.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, you
Been
know
good.
what? I'm happy to hear it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you gotta shake what they say, you gotta shake the table a little bit.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
Sometimes
it.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
yeah, she get, people get a little comfortable. What's funny is she calling me now. That's fun. Listen,
Ooh,
energy is real, y'all. Sometimes
right,
you say something as fast as I said something about her, she called. But she
right.
definitely been better. But I had to show and prove.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
shake that table.
Yeah, and I went and got me an office. So I got a nice office like close to downtown. So I got me an office and I'm usually in my space. So, I got my space now. So
Right.
it ain't no real hang up about me doing most of my business from the house anymore and just being in the house. I'm here now, but I'm mostly at my office, so it work out. We working it out. And it's been
Hey,
11 years,
Yeah.
I mean. So,
listen, that's all that matter. I'm happy, definitely happy to hear that.
thank thank you.
Things is things. Hey, listen, sometimes you shake that table. It's either some screws fall out or
Yeah.
table
Yeah.
legs fall off.
Yeah.
But all you need is some screws or some wood glue. You know,
Yeah, it worked out.
put the table on back together now.
Most definitely. Yeah. It's been a good few weeks. We straight. Her birthday was yesterday. We
That's
enjoyed
what's up.
ourselves the past week. Went out. Everything been good. It's just
That's
like
good.
sometimes people
That's
get a little
good.
comfortable and you
Yeah.
gotta be like, hold on now. You gotta be a little bit. So it's all good.
The good
Kimberly, she
thing is
knew.
that a person is willing to,
Yeah.
make those changes. Cause sometimes, motherfuckers just be like, hey, look, I'm all right, cool, go ahead and do your
Yeah.
thing,
But you
Hmm.
gotta
so
know your worth. In any
right,
situation, you gotta know your worth. So
That's the
right,
bottom line.
yeah,
You got
in
to know
any
your worth.
situation, whether it's a relationship, whether you in a business with somebody, no matter what, you gotta know your worth.
Hmm.
And
right,
um, um, I handle my business. You know what I'm saying? If I
right,
if I was disrespectful or something, I'm very like forthcoming with all my faults. I take full responsibility for my actions. If I was on BS and running around cheating and creeping and doing all of that, I take some stuff. But being
yeah,
that I handle my business, I get a little busy at times. I'm kind of busy now. But other than me being busy, man, ain't no hangups or nothing, man. I still handle my business. I'm not busy to where I'm like not cleaning up behind myself, not taking care of kids. So we gotta learn to give people the benefit of the doubt. And
right,
you know, everybody shit stink. So
Hmm.
right,
It's just a matter how much and what you're willing to tolerate.
that's it. Is
right,
is it is the good, do the good outweigh the bad? And is this somebody
Hmm.
you can live without? If it's somebody you can live without, hell, keep it moving.
right,
Keep it
That's
moving. If
exactly
it's
right,
it.
somebody you can live without, keep it moving. If it's somebody that you feel like, make you better and that you can benefit from having in your life, then you got to be able to work out some of those differences,
That's
right.
the bottom line.
That,
right?
Mhm.
And then
that
we
is
talked about it in business, like the person you with can really affect your business, like
right,
and you got to be willing to say, hey, what's more important to me? And people make it like, oh, you picking your business over your relationship. No, I'm picking my peace.
Hmm. And the piece is priceless.
Peace
And
is
that's what I just
priceless.
posted in our chat group with some of my girlfriends because people get out here, and I feel like we all walking wounded to some degree. It's
right,
just a matter how we navigate through this journey. Because there's no
Definitely.
perfect people among us. That's only God's role.
Man,
right,
and like I say, I'm real forthcoming with mine. I've been through so much in my life that I've learned to accept full responsibility for everything. Even
Mhm.
some things that may have been mostly out of my control, I've learned to take responsibility for that. Not blame myself, not get
Mhm.
down on myself about it, but say, hey, I could have made a better decision here and I wouldn't have ended up dealing with this, or I could
Exactly.
have turned left instead of right.
right.
That's the only way to navigate through life. We gonna learn the lesson. We gonna keep it moving.
Right.
Mhm.
My
That's it.
granddaddy used to call it bought sense. And he tell you ain't no sense like bought sense,
Oh, I love that.
I like that.
I love that.
No sense like boxing.
right. Ain't no sense like bought
I
sense.
love that.
And he'll tell you, man, gal, ain't no sense like bought sense. I done told you.
And hey,
Mm-hmm.
And
you
you know,
learned the
he just
lesson.
leave it at that. I done told you, and you know, I always say, we buy sense. Just like we buy cars, we buy houses, we invest in all of these things, and we purchase some sense and some lessons. Oh, we pay a big price for.
Big price. Ooh, Lord, you
A
said a
big
whole
price.
thing. Yeah. You can pass
So
the
Big,
plate on that one, sis.
yeah, I love
For
big,
sure.
it.
big price.
Yeah.
Like man, like
I
I
love it,
So,
didn't
man.
even
Albert,
take
where
the
you
price.
located?
I'm in Detroit.
Uh,
I was going
yeah.
to come to
So
Detroit
you
in a
two
couple of
hours
months.
ahead.
Yeah, I'm in
Now, Miss
Detroit.
Kimberly, where are you?
I'm in Maryland right now, but I live in Atlanta.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, my mama in Georgia.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? What part?
Yeah. They stay out in the outskirts in Noonan, like
Yeah.
Tyrone, Georgia
Mm-hmm.
area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
out there in the sticks.
Yeah, that's way out, but I love it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
You love it. You
yeah.
love Georgia. I like Georgia. I spent a lot of time there. I like Georgia. I just
Well, I'm
hate that
originally
all
from
of
Baltimore.
I hate see now that makes sense too. I hate that all of us migrate to Georgia. I go
Well, see,
down
for
there,
me,
I
it
get
was
to
coming
bumping to
home.
everybody. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to get away from y'all.
Yeah.
Well, see,
And it
this
was
is
about
now
that.
this is what I say, right? Like being in the South, I was just next door in Tennessee. Being in the South have so many like pluses that the city don't have, right? But then the cost of living really, like if it's cheap or if really if it's affordable to live there, you're not really making no money, right? And then
Mhm.
it's like oversaturated with the same thing where everybody is doing the same thing kind of over and over. But like being without your people, hey man, it's lonely out here. I ain't gonna even lie to you. It's hard finding black people, and then when you find black people, they just share your same skin color. They don't have no understanding,
Mm.
no camaraderie. It's very few and far in between that you find your same like people, even within your people here.
Mm.
Well, you know
Share,
what? That's
look,
funny because when I
share,
was in Phoenix, a lady told me that she said, a black lady, she said she had more white friends than ever before because she was from Detroit as
right,
well.
right,
And she said, I'm here to do business because everybody will be attracted to, because I do seminars around
okay,
retirement. And I was doing school districts and we talked after school. Then I met another black lady and she was like, one was from Detroit and one was from um like someplace where there ain't a lot of blacks. I was like, how you get here? But the bottom line is what I'm learning, the people that you assigned to work with, it doesn't matter what
Hold
they do.
on, we lost your sound a little bit. It got
yeah,
muffled.
I said the people that you're assigned to work with, they'll work with you no matter where you are. Because you got black folk that don't want to do business with you. You got white folks that'll call you up. Like I lived in Florida for a while. I had the same offer for some black people I know to buy into this TV show I was doing. I had a guy I met one time that was Puerto Rican or whatever. I said, "Do you need to make a payment plan?" He said, "No, here's my American Express number." I had people I knew from college over 30 years ago that was like, "Well, I'll let you know." One girl paid, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm so busy." I've learned just do business with people who respect your skill set and want
right.
to pay for your service. And
And
that
that's
has served
being in the food business, you kind of have the advantage. The one thing I would say is that I wasn't the first and I'm no longer the only,
me.
right?
Hmm.
But I'm somewhere between the first and the only. I don't know what the name of that is, but I'm the only one. I'm gonna say I'm the only one out here that makes gourmet stuffed turkey legs, which has really put me in a category of my own because I'm technically not a barbecue vendor. And technically, I'm not a soul food vendor, like either. So I get to like slip in, and I've worked with so many different people. Like I tell people, I don't really care if you black or white, because when I was in Memphis, I just couldn't wait to like, man, I can't wait to get niggas and flies. I do despise. The more I deal with niggas, the more partial I was to flies. Like that was it. And then coming out here with all of these people, like man, these people like to eat, and the food is horrible out here. Ain't no good home cooking.
Mm.
You don't really get that. You don't get that homey feeling. Arizona is a place you just live. It's not home.
Mm.
You live and do a little business. We lost you again, I think.
Hold on.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
We
hear
can
you.
now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
that
some great opportunities here, man.
mm.
Hey, listen, you get tired of that winter in Detroit, I promise you, come out to Arizona, you gon', it's
A bunch of
different.
my guy DJ Pest came out there. A couple guys that I rock
Can
with
y'all
from
hear
here.
me?
They end up out there. They love it and they don't want nothing to do with Detroit. They
I
went out there.
can't say I can't say like I blame them because it's so it's so progressive out here that it's scary, right?
Mhm.
Not like in a sense of fear, but it's literally so much to whatever your flavor, whatever you like, whatever you want to do, whatever you're trying to do, it's a crowd, it's a group, it's a place for that and then some.
Mm, I love it.
Like it's real. Like coming from Milwaukee, shit, I'm just across the lake from you. You know what I mean? Coming from there, I couldn't even imagine living anywhere else. And even though it's expensive and it's really like taxing my pockets, right? Hey, you said peace is priceless. I pay for peace.
Amen. So you think Phoenix is more expensive than Milwaukee?
Oh, absolutely. Arizona as a whole, everything is more expensive than back east, right? Because well, it also depends on where you live. But I left the hood, so I wasn't exactly trying to go back to the hood, right? But then I ended up buying a house out here. When I first got out here, when I left Memphis, I left a 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom house, full house yard for 850, and then came out here and got a 1 bedroom apartment for like $1,200.
Hmm.
See, coming from Atlanta, I'll take 1,200. Coming from Maryland, that's why I said I'm looking at
Oh
big
yeah,
apartment in Phoenix just for that reason, and
Hmm.
doing like the
Phoenix
open
is a
housing.
nice Phoenix is a great area, but I'll be honest with you, it kind of depends on who and how you are. I wouldn't necessarily recommend Phoenix, like in the middle of Phoenix, just depend on what your career and profession is and how you feel about driving. But if you want like some nice, cool, quiet living, easy going
Mhm.
neighborhoods, Santan Valley is up and coming. Queen Creek has really done wonders. Tempe is a great area, but you got that's like the college kids. That's more
Yeah.
like your
hmm
younger, crowd and demographic. Mesa is not bad, but I say Mesa is more like on the lower end. Like,
Well,
The
I've looked
Mesa
in
did.
Scottsdale too.
Don't do that to yourself.
Don't do that to yourself.
I don't mind the
What's
cost
in
because I feel like
Scottsdale?
this. Let me just be honest. In my business, when you're around people that's wealthy, those are my ideal clients because they're gonna roll over a couple $100,000.
Well,
And
see, that's not why I'm saying don't do that. Business wise, absolutely do that. But
hmm
being a black woman coming out to Scottsdale, Arizona, I really, everybody do their own thing, everybody had their own thing, but 10 out of 10 don't recommend. Do
okay.
business out there, but don't live out there. Like, they call the police for no reason. They harass you. The places that you go to spend money and eat, and like, it's a different beast out there.
Oh wow. Okay. You there? I just
For
came there.
for
We
for
stayed out there for
living,
10 days.
for
Yeah.
living, I wouldn't say. Now, if you get on the edge of like Phoenix, Scottsdale, you probably, depending on what side you in, but like Scottsdale is not for us.
Okay.
Mm.
So here was my thought, and I'm glad you're on the line because we can talk personally. I'm doing my school districts out there. So I'm doing like a golf tour, Maryland, Atlanta, Tennessee, some other places. But
Perfect.
by the 1st of October, I'm going back to Arizona because they have a lot of open school districts. So that
Mm-hmm.
means I can go and do 403B conversations, host my events, whatever, whatever. And like you said, in the South, I was in Nashville. Nashville is okay,
I
But
lived in Nashville. Nashville was cool. Memphis was better.
well, everybody say if you go to Memphis, wear your bulletproof vest. So I didn't even put that on my calendar. But I feel like in
Right.
Arizona, like you said, it's so much more opportunity. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? Those people, like when we were out there, they were like, I guess Indians or whoever. They just
Yeah.
see what you're offering. They're not as even in Georgia. A lot of people are still very racial outside of Atlanta, even in some parts of Atlanta. So it's just to me, it's just
It's not
go
so
where you
much
celebrate.
racism. It is definitely racism. Let me say that, right?
Hmm.
But I would say it's more like bias. I wouldn't even call it racism, right? I would just say that people out here have not had the opportunity or have taken the opportunity to mix and mingle with others. So they're very superficial and caught up in a lot of the social media, a lot of the things that are not real, I would say stereotypes
I was
about
about to say
black
that.
people and black women in particular. I don't like
Mm.
wanting to spend my hard-earned money with people that's gonna treat me, excuse me, ma'am, like shit. You
Hmm.
think I'm not gonna tip you because I'm black. You think we gonna give you a hard time because we black. You treat us shitty. You leave us sitting. Like,
Hmm.
I've experienced Scottsdale on a few different levels. I have done events in Scottsdale, but that's more like private catering. When they do Black History shit, I don't go out there and deal with them people because they don't want us there. They want our money, but they
Hmm.
do not want to have to deal with us. The black club owners, black people that own businesses out there, they're always talking about, how people get mad and call the police, people destroy the property, they do different
What?
things. It's not a bad area, right, to live in if that's what you want and you don't mind that. But me personally, I'm not going to be around nobody that's not going to treat me good.
Oh, absolutely not. And I'm spending my money. That's a hard no.
Because it's going to be a problem. For me, being me, it's going to be a problem. And I'm never going to like dine and dash. Nah, I'm going to pay you and I'm going to leave. But I'm going to leave you a tip. It's just not going to be monetary, but it's definitely going to be something you're going to want to hold on to for the rest of your life. you
Hmm.
know,
Hmm.
because assumptions, get people. But then you got the other side and all over. People are different here.
Yeah, I got that vibe. My mom and I, we were out there for like 10 days, and we had a good time. But it's just like you said, it's a different type of
Different.
vibe than living on the East Coast. And I met quite a few people from the East Coast that was like, it's an adjustment, but it was worth it because they have a better quality of life.
Oh yeah, it's definitely worth the adjustment. Like because the longer you here and the more active you are, the more you find your people. You
Hmm.
find your crowd, and then you start to find people that's doing things that you never really even thought of or like saw yourself in doing. Like lately I've been doing a lot of podcasts. And I'm like, man, I'm not no millennial. I'm not finna be on no but
Hmm.
it's just it's different. It is hard to pinpoint the different because I think everybody have different. I'm not a nightlife person, so I couldn't tell you about the bars and the clubs, but I could tell you about the spoken word. I could tell you about the black groups to connect with if you're looking for your people. But then also, it's a lot of people with money out here. So in the catering aspect, you got that too.
I put my number in the chat because I got to jump. My mother's on the way to pick me up. But thank you all for
I'll
having
lock
me.
you in and give you a call.
Definitely,
I
Mr.
love
Hill.
it.
Next time I see your number, and I'm gonna look at. I have one more company I want to look at for this AI.
Okay. Look, check them out, and then you could just I'm gonna shoot you a text. And I'll put the link in there, and you can just look it over.
Okay, perfect. Y'all have an amazing week. I'll talk to y'all soon.
You too.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
Nah,
I love that.
it's a different beast out here, but honestly, I just can't. I always tell people the money good, the weed legal, and it don't snow down here. If you want some snow, go up north, in the mountains. I ain't looking for no snow. I know where to find it.
I love that. That's how
Mhm.
I feel with Michigan. I don't smoke, but for the people that do, and you can make you a little money doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all for it. If and every place got its, you know, its positives and negatives, its cons and pros.
Right.
Just like how she was just speaking about, like far as business, like she said, I want to be where the money at because that's my ideal client. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's certain things you got to deal with that, and it's a difference. Like if you in the burbs, I remember I bought a nice car, and it was a conversation starter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I had two cars at the time. I didn't have a shooter. I had a regular car, and I had like a nice car. And when I got in my nice car, the same people would be like the same people that would walk
They
past.
treat you different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'd be like, "Hey, man, what do you do for a living?" Like, "Hey, such and such." And it was a conversation started. I realized the difference. Like, if people see that you look like money, they treat you like you look like money. You know what I'm saying? So it is a difference.
Yeah, but see the thing out here, and like that's kind of like the weird part. It ain't really about the money. Like it's the perception. Like, of course, when somebody see you in a nicer car or like, nicer clothes or whatever, it does make them look and ask questions, but you only asking questions because you see a black person dressed up nice in a nice car, and you automatically thinking like, how'd you do that? Like, what
No,
did you like,
same
what did
concept.
what
Same.
what did you do to like
Yeah.
get here? Who do you work for? Nah, I mean, I don't just go around telling people, oh, I own my own business. No, but it's different. It's cool. And maybe, to a certain aspect, I don't think you have to spend $1 million just to look like $1 million,
Definitely.
but you do get what you pay for. So,
Most definitely.
right.
I love it.
Yeah. But that's what's up, man. I just wanted to pop in. Yeah, the text
You know,
messages been coming through, but I've
yeah.
been real locked
Busy.
in and
Yeah.
focused.
I've been
Yeah.
like that because you got to think I got people that's like multi-millionaires, hundred millionaires and stuff that I check in with, and they do. I check in. They don't do this necessarily. They do these webinars and try to sell stuff all the time. But I tap into stuff that's pertinent to me. Other than that, I get a bunch of marketing messages and stuff, and I basically ignore it until it's something I can tap into too. So I just
Right.
appreciate you tapping in. I actually they texting me now. It's something that started at 12:30. I'm gonna get on they shit, and they want me to come do some little drop some knowledge, I guess. I don't know. They ain't paying me, but I'm gonna tap into there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Might get
so
you. Might get you paid. So
yeah.
give,
But
give a
sometimes it
little,
just
get a little.
sometimes it's just good to get other people vibes. So I don't mind tapping in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Might
So
learn something you ain't know. Might answer a problem that you need solved. So
most definitely. So
right.
you enjoy. I appreciate you first of all, but you enjoy the rest
Absolutely.
of your day, and
You
hopefully
as
I see
well.
you next week. I'm gonna throw back on next week. When you going to New York?
So I'll be in New York from the 22nd through the 25th. But
Okay.
I'ma send you. I know I can't do it in the chat right now, but I know I got your phone number.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you some information because I'm gonna do a watch party because once I do film the pilot, afterward, in order to get the season, they looking at your views and ratings and all of that. So I'm gonna putting together some kind of little watch party, get my YouTube channel, where it need to be, get people start following now. So 2 weeks and counting.
All right, bet. Shoot that to me. I'll check it out. I love
Absolutely.
entrepreneurship every
That's
day.
what's up. I appreciate it.
Most definitely.
All
You
right,
enjoy
for
the rest
sure.
of your day, Chef Red.
All right, now you too. Have a good one.
You too. Bye bye.
All right, later.